Hey everybody, it's Shadowstar and Crystal here for another review of Supergirl. This time it's Rain. One of my absolute favourite episodes of the entire show.
So, Kara's dead?
Oh, I love that fight scene, it's incredible. I mean, granted in the previous episode we were saying how much I love a Kryptonian on Kryptonian fight, but damn, that was such a good one. This really just, if you thought the previous villains were good, this is just one of everyone's favorite villains.
Yeah, and I'm starting to see why. It's pretty good.
She's just a brutal beatdown that absolutely devastates her. It's kind of an even more savage version of in season 2 of Flash when Zoom kind of breaks Barry's back and parades him around. It's kind of an even more brutal version of that because there is a bit of a fight. Although although she gets her ass handed to her, she does kind of fight back at least.
Yeah, she put up a good fight.
Yeah. But man, that fight, and it just kept going.
Where the hell was, Jean and everyone else that could have helped? Jean can fly. He should have stayed close and caught her when she was falling.
Yeah, enough about that. But seriously, that fight just kept going and going, and I love it. But rewinding from the awesomeness, there's one odd point I find about the timeline in this episode. So, okay. Sam says she took her trip yesterday. She took her trip in episode 7. That was also the same episode in which Mon-El showed up. It was nighttime, right? Mm-hmm. And it was nighttime when that episode ended. Then it's nighttime when Kara and Alex are sitting on a couch and go to the wedding. And that's the second nighttime because remember there was another day where she's fighting the Dominator. At least it's got to be the next day.
Yeah.
So how could it be yesterday if it was nighttime and now it's daytime again, making this at minimum 2 days after episode 7, if we assume, because we know that time can travel differently between universes. So even if we fudge it as best we can, it really feels like the writer's let's just pretend the crossover didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you slotted the crossover in the wrong place.
What do you mean I slotted the crossover? It's where it is. This is how it aired. This is how it lines up.
Sure, it's how it aired, but that doesn't mean that was the best time to slot the crossover.
You couldn't put it anywhere earlier.
Well, as you just said, we can't have had a day where she fights the Dominator, then talks about the wedding at night and goes.
It can't be before episode 7, because Mon-El did show up for a brief second in the crossover when she was fighting the Dominator.
Yeah, and she talked about it with...
Exactly. So there's no earlier point it could have happened, and there's no later point it could have happened.
Okay, then I don't know. The writers didn't think about the friggin' crossover.
I know. Because, like I said, the crossover obviously affects Flash, Arrow, and Legends. But as you saw from the previously, the crossover means nothing. And I wasn't joking when I said you really should just skip it if you're only a Supergirl fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird. But that little nitpick aside, it's Christmas, as we've been saying in these current reviews.
Yeah.
So it is nice to review stuff. And I feel like of all the ones we've been watching, this one felt the most Christmassy. Although the upcoming Legends one is decently close as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Arrow had none. Flash was kind of in and out. This one had a lot of Christmas in it. Like, obviously, we have a good old-fashioned Christmas party, which I love. It feels like a tradition. These shows always have to do a Christmas party. Flash does it, Supergirl does it, which is great because we get a nice little scene with Jean's dad again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get to see Ruby and everyone there.
I agree, Jean's dad. That is the better brown liquid. Hot chocolate all the way. Who needs coffee?
Right. Anyway, yeah, so the Christmas scene was nice. Sam and Ruby had some nice scenes in there, but yeah. And
poor Ruby threw out all this crap.
I know. First her mum goes on a trip, then she's like, oh, something's going on, and then presumably she was asleep when, let's assume it was really late, although it can't be too late, because there were kids out during that fight scene. So unless Ruby's got a really early bedtime, and it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah, you gotta be in bed or Santa won't come.
I don't think Ruby's young enough for Santa.
True.
She's like 12.
That's true.
But yeah, but like we said, that fight was holy crap amazing. We got more Morgan Edge in this episode, other than trying to kill Lena for no apparent reason. He didn't do much in this episode. And,
Yeah, he was just there to get accused of making the symbols.
well, speaking of one thing, we had the most out of nowhere thing in this entire thing. Lena and James.
Oh, yeah.
That was
That's true.
so out
There
of nowhere.
was no chemistry before this.
And there's still no chemistry.
It was at the Christmas party when they were saying, "Oh yeah, you like him, don't ya?" Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's like the most arbitrary ship I've ever seen.
But at the same time, I kind of didn't mind it.
Well, there are worse Lena ships we've seen, but oh well, it's just so random. I always forget it happens.
Yeah, but it was nice when they were like working together and stuff, and like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
saved her and stuff.
And then, because like we said, because it quote unquote picks up where episode 7 left off, we get to properly deal with Mon-El. Since, like I said, episode 7 ended so abruptly, so now they're giving an explanation as to what's been Mon-El, and he's from the future. I mean, we knew he's from the future, but now we get a bit more explanation for how they were in the past and all that.
Because first they were in the future, then they went back years ago, and they were trying to wait it out in like a stasis thing. But their ship got like blown up, and they woke up now.
Did they really think their ship would go undisturbed for 12,000 years? That's ridiculous.
I mean, how long was the Wave Rider undisturbed in the bottom of the ocean?
Only for like 40 or 50 years.
Okay.
Oh, about, 50 or 60 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing. But still, but like I said, do so much in this episode. Christmas party is fun scenes for Sam. The fight scene is holy shit amazing.
All right. I'll go 8.5.
I'll go 9.5. Easily one of my highest rated Supergirl episodes. Probably one of the best, easily the best of this season.
Well, it's good build-up. It'll only pay off if this villain turns out to be good, which I'm guessing will, but I haven't seen it yet, so I gotta act as if I don't know.
That's fair. Well, I mean, build-up can be good. You can't judge a build-up on payoff, or things would never be good. Because there are so many things where build-up can be incredible, and then the payoff just sucks.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make the build-up not good. Especially,
I'm not saying it's not good, it's just it can only do so much.
Especially if you're watching it blind, like you pretty much are, then you can enjoy the build-up for what it is. Build-up.
Yeah. I'm pretty much blind. It's just that right from the start, I knew Samantha was gonna be Rain.
Granted, they don't hold back on the Sam mystery for too long. Like, sure, the heroes don't know, but, like, it didn't take too long for them to get the information.
Yeah, like, I get the feeling it's some sort of, like, Killer Frost thing where she, like, loses memories or whatever. But then, isn't that nice of Rain to cover her face?
I know. Rain's got better cover than Killer Frost.
Yeah.
Funny we were just talking about that. But yeah, I mean, this is par for the course. We're almost halfway through the season. It's what you're supposed to do with a villain. You before the hero can win at the end, you need to have the hero at their lowest moment. And
Yeah. The thing about Rain is, I knew sort of what it would be like, and the thing I tried to imagine and predict was, I imagined it would be an alchemy sort of thing where, like, she would black out, and then in the background, here and there for a few episodes, Rain would be doing stuff without Sam knowing.
But she just kind of showed up.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like she's gonna, like, let go and let Sam live her life for a bit longer. It feels like she's here now, and she is here pretty much for good until we can beat her, maybe.
We'll have to see what happens with Rain.
Yeah, that was our cliffhanger. Poor Ruby comes downstairs Christmas morning and friggin' hell.
And Kara's seemingly dead. But
I mean, intubated, but...
Alright, and anyway, the next episode is called Legion of Superheroes.
Ah, well, we had a mention of that, because Mon-El formed a legion in the future.
Yeah, and obviously comic book fans will get excited, and I'm excited.
That's true, because there was more people in the cryostasis thingamajigs. Maybe we're going to wake them up and they can help us.
Well, I'm excited because I know there's a lot of good stuff to come in the second half, and some of that begins next episode.
All right.
Anyway, we'll see you next time for more Supergirl and other things as well.
See you next time, guys.